Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Quinn Buckland, author of such books as The Angel That Runs the World, Fallen Gods, and my latest Dead Man Walking. Today, I'm doing an indie book review. One of those things that I don't do a whole lot of anymore, and probably won't be doing a whole hell of a lot more of in the future. But today, I am reviewing A Dark Genesis by Cheryl Lawson. Why? Because it's really good. And honestly, because I kind of promised that I would do a review. Alright, let's get into this plot, shall we? So, it takes place on a spaceship called the Vega 4, I believe. And, hang on, let's see. It doesn't tell me on the back. After looking in the book, I can confirm that it is indeed the Vega 4. So anyway, they're flying along, and the ship gets hit by this asteroid. It's small-ish, like it's not so enormous that it's going to destroy the ship, but, you know, it does damage some things. But not only that, it left off a passenger. A crystalline structure that is not only sentient, but is somewhat malevolent. And it is up to the characters of Sage, Noah, and Dylan to figure out how the hell to get rid of it. It is not a big book, it's a novella. And if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I loved the Rubicon Saga from this author. It's a trilogy, it's absolutely fantastic. And coming off the heels of that, this book had some really, really big shoes to fill. And having it be a novella, I was a little wary going into this. And don't get me wrong, I trust this author's work. I know that what I'm going to get is something really good. But I was a little worried that I wasn't going to get something that was, say, Rubicon Saga level. And, well, this isn't really Rubicon Saga level. But mostly because it just doesn't have that same level of emotional depth that the Rubicon Saga had. But I mean, given the books of the Rubicon Saga are about 3 times this length, if not more. So I mean, there was time to do that. This is just a really quick and easy story. But that's not to say that there isn't emotional depth within this book. There absolutely is. Some of it felt a little cheesy, if not a little kinda tacked on. But for the most part, that's really not that big of a deal to me. It's not something that really made or broke the story. The love interest thing kind of did feel a little tacked on. But again, that wasn't really make or break. I think the only real critique that I have with this, in terms of stuff that just didn't sit with me, is some of the dialogue did feel a little forced and kind of unnatural. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing, it's just something that I noticed and is something that I didn't particularly enjoy as much and did kind of take away from my immersion within the story. Far from that, though, I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, Sage was kind of annoying in places, but even then, it's not that big of a deal to me. Ultimately, A Dark Genesis is a good read. It is something that I would definitely recommend, just as much as I would recommend this author to pretty much anybody who's a fan of the science fiction genre. She is just very good at writing. She is a fantastic character writer. She's really good with her plots. I do wish this book was a little bigger, but ultimately, it's really... It's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's worth reading again. And that's saying something coming from me. I don't particularly enjoy reading things more than once. And I would probably read this one again. So, like, even despite whatever flaws it has, I would still read it again. So, ultimately, I am going to give A Dark Genesis an 8 out of 10. Is it perfect? No. Is it worth reading? Absolutely. And that's about all I got for you guys, so have a good one.